Well, good morning, E-Town. It's May 8th, and it's now 2 months since ETHS was turned upside down with this pandemic. But it's great to see everybody this morning. I'm Eric Witherspoon, the superintendent, and I'm here with my partner, Marcus Campbell. Dr. Campbell, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Still reporting well.
Good. So am I.
Well, we've been seeing quite a bit of each other,
Yes,
mainly Zooming.
Yes.
And yes, now Zooming is a verb. But we've also been getting together with social distancing for some of the other things that we've needed to do. And it's just so nice that we can at least have this amount of contact with one another.
Yeah, and even with managing the pandemic, we still have regular district business to attend to. So we've been seeing each other a lot.
We have, and again, good to be together this morning. I would like to just take a little bit of time to talk to everybody about what's been driving our decisions. Clearly, this is unprecedented. And clearly, we have been having to make decisions about literally everything here at ETHS. Everything that we do at ETHS has had to be redesigned, remodeled, reimagined, recreated, because we're a school and we depend on being together to really do so much of what we do, whether it's performances, whether it's athletic events, certainly our classroom spaces, our clubs. Our school operates on being together. I hope that many of you have recognized that we have really worked hard to continue many of the things that we have normally done. But I also am very aware, and you are very aware, that it has not been the same. I just want you to be reminded, though, that there's clearly a reason driving what we're doing. One, of course, is Governor Pritzker. And I have the greatest admiration that we have a governor who is really making sure that decisions are made in the best interest and public health of all of us in Illinois. But that, too, is what's driving our decisions. Just know, when you feel so impatient or so saddened or so just really gypped out of some of the things that would have gone on, we are driven first and foremost by looking out for your safety, by keeping our events and our decisions based on we don't want to endanger or risk the life of any staff member or any student at ETHS. And know that even when we deal with disappointments, we are going to keep that as our North Star, keeping you healthy and not endangering your life. Marcus?
Thank you, Eric. As Dr. Witherspoon mentioned last week, we have so much information to share with our students as the school year begins to wind down. And with state-mandated closures until the end of the school year, we've got to do what we would normally do, but we have to do it in a different way. Earlier this week, ETHS confirmed plans for a virtual graduation ceremony on May 24th at 10 a.m. And knowing the seriousness of our current health crisis, as Eric just described, we want to celebrate our seniors and not put off this milestone event. So we announced this week that we are having a virtual graduation. But we were just as disappointed as the class of 2020 that we can't come together to celebrate this event. And I have to say that, you know, if we can gather again in the summer to celebrate our seniors, we will certainly do that. Dr. Witherspoon and I have gotten a lot of emails about a virtual graduation not being enough. We certainly get that. We certainly understand that. And if we can get together again in the summertime to have a celebration for our seniors, we will do that. And I have to say, I have to ad-lib a little bit, Eric, and if I were in a black church, I will say, turn to your neighbor and say, we will do it, right? We will do it. So With that being said, we want to have our virtual graduation on the date that it was planned, because we certainly don't want to look back and say we wish we could have done something virtually if we can't do anything in the summertime. So that's the information on that. The entire community is invited to watch the virtual graduation. Check the website for the link, and it will include all of the features of a traditional ceremony, commencement speeches, music, and more. And we still have more in store for our seniors coming soon, so please check your email. Eric?
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for reminding us again how we are keeping an open mind on what we might possibly be able to do. We are going to do everything for our seniors and for all of our students that we can possibly do to make this school year still feel like a success for them. One of the things that we had to do this week is send out information to all of our seniors about how they can clean out their lockers, get all of their personal belongings that they have left at ETHS, and return the school property that they have. So seniors, you've received it. It's a very detailed memo. It is on our website for anybody who would like to look at it to see all the detail now that goes into simply doing something that in the past was load up your book bag and take your stuff home at the end of the school year. And now this is going to entail many, many people for days just to make this possible for the seniors alone. One of the things I'll remind seniors of, you will have, of course, some school belongings to return. It might be a graphing calculator, it'll be textbooks for sure, maybe library books, maybe something that you got from the art department. Whatever it is, this is your chance to bring back and get credit for the items that you have to return to us. But also, as you look at that plan, you're going to be able to, in a very safe way, get all of your materials and have them ready to take home. To all of the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, there will be a chance, but we're right now trying to accommodate our seniors, and we will figure out going forward. Actually, we have a plan, but we will be sharing a plan going forward with how we'll do that for 9th, 10th, and 11th graders as well. One of the things that I just want to remind the seniors of, when you come for the locker cleanup, read carefully what the directions are that you've been given, because we are going to use all best practices. Everybody will need to wear a face covering. They will need to come prepared with disposable gloves, or we will furnish those because not everybody has access to those. They will need to do social distancing. We will let very limited people in. It'll be one of those one in, one out kind of procedures. And we will also just make sure that we are following the social distancing, even as people are waiting to come into the school, as well as once they are in and getting their belongings. So read all of that carefully. It's a lot of information, but I also want to reassure parents and reassure the community, we're only going to use best practices so we can make this happen for you.
Another important note for seniors, please remember to complete the senior graduation survey by May 22nd. Teachers and staff, we could use your help in reminding students as well. This is how our counselors support students with various post-high school plans, including where to send the final transcript. So seniors, please complete the senior graduation survey by May 22nd. For students in all grades, we just sent out a well-being survey this morning. ETHS is collaborating with researchers at Stanford University and at the University of Denver to do an online survey about the current experiences of high school students during the COVID-19 pandemic. We are interested in learning more about how the pandemic has impacted students' emotional well-being, social relationships, physical health, and academic motivation. Please check your inbox this morning because you will have a limited time to respond. And for our staff, we also just sent out a well-being survey to you this morning. We really want to continue to acknowledge how hard the health crisis has also been for you. We have pushed out a survey to help us to understand and follow up ways where we can support you and how this has impacted you as well. And we would like to follow up if there needs to be some follow up with you. Some people think that educators put students ahead of their own well-being, and that may be true, but we also want to acknowledge that this pandemic has been hard on staff and it's been hard on our students. Back over to you, Eric.
Well, and thank you very much. What a good reminder. And this is wrapping up Staff Appreciation Week here at ETHS. And so we want to give another shout out and words of appreciation. Again, to everybody, please understand that this is hard on teachers and all of our staff, just as it is on you and your families. So keep that in mind, and big appreciation to all of our staff for what you've been doing and what we know you'll continue to be doing as we continue to deal with this extraordinary situation. I have some really good news to report. We are once again nationally recognized. Our Project Lead the Way program has been named as a distinguished school. This is really quite an honor. This is our pre-engineering program for anybody who may not be real familiar with it. It's a very elaborate program. It has a whole package of opportunities for students who want pre-engineering experiences, and we are just so proud that it is once again, as it was last year as well, a nationally recognized, distinguished program. Also, we really had something very nice happen this week. The Produce Alliance, IBJI Cares, donated produce to ETHS, literally hundreds of pounds of produce, and our staff and volunteers came and helped unload all of this produce, and we then used it in the food distribution that we are doing for families, young people 18 and under in the community. And so we put together 1,600 bags containing 16,000 meals were distributed and able to include that fresh produce. So again, thank you to IBJI Cares. And finally, for my part, I just want to remind seniors, although I have a hunch you already remember this, that next week, Thursday, May 14th, is going to be your last day of attending classes. This is a traditional at ETHS that is a very big day. Many of you know that we do lots of celebratory things all day long, and then, as you know, we top it off with me speaking to the entire senior class at the end of the day and dismissing you a little early so that you can really move forward with your celebration of your last day of school. Well, it won't be that way this year, but Dr. Campbell and I have some things cooking, and thanks to many of our staff members, we will be doing some things to see you off next Thursday. So stay tuned for that and be watching for your email on that day. And finally, I'll turn it back to Dr. Campbell.
Thank you, Eric. I just can't help but to think that on the last day for seniors, it's really a sentimental moment that we won't be able to do. And to all of everyone watching, Eric really loves to really speak to the seniors as they leave. And so we're still able to do that. We're just doing it differently. So he won't share that, but I will. So as a reminder, the second remote learning planning day of the month is Monday, May 11th. And remember that attendance is not taken and students are not required to log on for attendance. We will be back to e-learning Tuesday, May 12th. We also look forward to honoring the class of 2020 tonight with another Friday Night Lights at Lazier Field. The lights will be on again for 20 minutes from 8:20 to 8:40. And thank you for everyone who's been turning on a porch light, turning on a flashlight as we turn on the lights for our seniors in the class of 2020, shining a bright light on them. And with that said, I'm going to borrow a line from my boss. It's still a great day to be a Wildcat. Take care, everybody.